If y'all all show up sick, don't blame me.
Better give her one.
That's right.
They're all rest of them.
Age, console, salary, that's everything with the radio. Car, if I get down there today, the car is in Chicago. It'll be there for about 10 days. I don't think he
He's a really big boy. He's so rough. No, our cat was a little shit. That's too it's on
Lessons from your neighbor.
call this meeting to order.
Oh, my goodness.
Earl, if you lead us in prayer tonight.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you've given us, Lord. We thank you for each and everything you do for us in our lives, Lord. We thank you, Lord, for Jesus who died on the cross for each and every one of us, Lord. And God, we just ask you to be with us tonight, guide us and direct us, Lord, in all the ways of wisdom, Lord. And we thank you again, Lord, for all things. In the precious name of Jesus, amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call.
Susan Bolton. Here. David Parrish.
Here.
Larry Booker. Danny Looney.
Here.
Earl Logan. Dennis Usher.
I think I am.
Reading of the previous minutes.
I'll make a motion to suspend the reading of the previous minutes.
Second.
I second.
Motion made and seconded to suspend the reading of the previous minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All in favor? Motion to accept the previous minutes as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the previous minutes as presented.
Second.
I second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of accepting the previous minutes as presented signify by saying aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All in favor? First item on our agenda, we got, there should be a copy of ordinance number 2015-01 in each of your packets. We've had there's been a lot of stuff going on with our sewer and SUCO and just a lot of things since our last audit. A lot of things been brought to light about our sewer. And one of the things is we haven't had a good ordinance since '96 on our. We had a good ordinance. But it left out some things that myself and our city attorney looked at and thought we needed to correct. And in speaking with Diane about some of the contractors that do work in our city, we needed to revise some of this. I'll give you for instance, I called about a couple of contractors that had done some work, that built some houses, and when it came around, they had their water turned on, and we get a list each month of who gets a sewer deposit. Well, anytime the water's turned on somewhere, there should be a sewer deposit also. And those deposits were not in our things that SUCO sends us. And I called and asked why. And what was given to me was, well, they don't have to put up a sewer deposit because they have a floating deposit that they put up. Years and years and years ago, she said that was the agreement with Higginson. And I asked for a copy of that agreement. We couldn't come up with it. So we're going to have it in writing now, and because it is only fair that if someone moves into town, they have to pay a sewer deposit. If someone builds a house in town, they need to put up a sewer deposit. There needs to be a deposit. Now, the way that we kind of came up with this ordinance is, if the contractors want to pay a $200, what they call a floating deposit, that would cover all of their construction in town. Because there are times when they're in between renters and they want to keep that water on to clean the house. So if they have a floating deposit, they can get a floating deposit for their contractor, more or less for their contractor's license. Or they can pay a regular deposit for each individual rental property that they own. Is everybody understanding where I'm coming from with this, because they do need to keep their water on sometimes in between renters between the houses or something like that. And although we do get a deposit from everyone that moves in to that house, because they have to pay a water deposit, some of these are left in the renter's name. Not in the renter's name, but the contractor, on some of these commercial rental properties, the water stays in the contractor's name. And so this will kind of address that, and I'll go ahead and read the ordinance, and then we'll have a vote on it and discussion if y'all like. This is ordinance number 2015-01. This is an ordinance setting the sewer connection fees for new connections and reconnects to the City of Higginson wastewater system, making provisions for disconnection upon non-payment, declaring emergencies for other purposes. Whereas the City of Higginson presently requires a $5 non-refundable service fee and a $50 security deposit for connection or reconnection to the City of Higginson wastewater system. And whereas the City of Higginson has determined that due to the increased cost of material, labor, and maintenance, the non-refundable service fee should be increased to $15 to help defray the cost. And whereas the City of Higginson has determined that an emergency exists and that this ordinance should be adopted immediately upon its passage due to the aforementioned cost for economic stability of the wastewater system, and therefore be ordained by the City Council of the City of Higginson, Arkansas. Section 1. All persons or other entities connecting or reconnecting to the City of Higginson wastewater system shall pay $50 as a security deposit prior to the connection or reconnection, and $15 non-refundable service fee to the City of Higginson. And Section 2. Commercial property owners and all owners of rental property and contractors wishing to build within the city limits of the City of Higginson shall pay a one-time $200 floating deposit or a separate regular deposit for each individual rental property within the city limits if they wish for services to remain connected after termination of lease on each individual property. Section 3, the City of Higginson, by Arkansas statute, require SUCO water departments to disconnect water services of any person or entity who defaults on their monthly wastewater payment as stated on their water and sewer bill, or any person or entity who has failed to provide the proper security deposit and non-refundable service fee. Section 4, in the event a person or entity discontinues service, the security deposit shall be applied against any existing balance owed for wastewater system services. If no balance exists, the security deposit shall be refunded upon confirmation of the account. Section 5, that due to the increased cost of material, labor, and maintenance of the City of Higginson wastewater system, and for the economic stability of the City of Higginson wastewater system, and for the peace, health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the City of Higginson, emergency is hereby declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be in effect from and after its passage according to law. Section 6, all ordinances or portions thereof which may be in conflict with this ordinance are hereby expressly repealed. Motion to accept ordinance number 2015-01.
I make a motion to accept ordinance number 2015-01.
Second?
I second.
Yeah. Any further discussion, questions?
Yeah, I have one, that
Yeah,
$200 floating deposit,
Uh-huh.
does that cover no matter how many houses they wanna build, or, I mean,
Yeah, for right now, in the size of the city that we are, that
I
I
just
think
wanna make
that's-
sure I was understanding right.
So in the future, if cost, which we really probably are, go up astronomical, we can change this ordinance, can't we?
can be amended at any time. Danny, you have anything?
No.
Ms. Susan?
No, I'm good.
David? Okay, motion made and seconded to accept ordinance number 2015-01. All those in favor signify by saying aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
All in favor? Yeah, here's the tricky part. Motion to suspend the rules for a second reading of ordinance number 2015-01 by title only.
I make a motion to suspend the rules for the reading of ordinance
2015-01 by title only.
Second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor? Ordinance number 2015-01, an ordinance setting the sewer connection fees for new connections and reconnects to the city of Higginson wastewater system, making provisions for disconnection upon non-payment, declaring an emergency, and for other purposes. All those in, motion to accept 2015-01 on second reading.
I'll make a motion to accept ordinance number 2015-01 on the second reading.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
All in favor? Motion to accept ordinance number 2015-01 on the third reading by title only. But a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 2015-01 on third reading by title only.
I make a motion, we suspend the rules on ordinance 2015-1 by title only.
Second.
I second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
All in favor? Ordinance number 2015-01, ordinance setting the sewer connection fees for new connections and reconnects to the city of Higginson wastewater system, making provisions for disconnection upon non-payment, declaring an emergency for other purposes. All those in favor of accepting ordinance number 2015-01 on third reading? Motion to accept.
I make a motion to accept.
Second.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to accept ordinance number 2015-01 on third reading. All those in favor signify by saying aye, raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor?
I'm not getting to see everybody here, and I just thought it would be a good time to take a picture. Just thought I'd share that with y'all.
You got a media pass? Okay, next thing on our agenda is, I think Dennis, me and Dennis were talking, he was kind of unaware of what was going on with SUCO. And this is more than just an update. We had a meeting, there was an emergency board meeting called of SUCO's during this past couple of weeks. And there was a discrepancy found in their software that does the billing for water and sewer. At the emergency board meeting, I think most of the mayors that were affected were called and to the meeting. And during the meeting, SUCO's attorney, along with, I guess you'd call it the board, that said that they agreed there was a problem. Now, what this involves is some of the sewer billing over the last 3 years. It's going back to when SUCO started accepting payments by credit card and online payments. And what it boils down to is the credit card payments and online payments for the sewer portion of the water bills was being collected by SUCO, but it was not getting to us. It was not coming to the city. Their attorney, and correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but did they not vote more or less to have an audit, an independent audit done that night?
That's correct.
And if you've read the papers, SUCO has decided they're not going to do an independent audit. I don't know, without having another board meeting, how they can reverse themselves like that. But they've decided that they're not going to have an independent audit done. Now they're going to handle it in-house. This is, and like the paper said, I think their main reason was the expense. I understand it's expensive, we just had to pay $7,000 for our audit to be done, which came out just fine. And a lot of people have been asking, why was this not caught by us for 3 years? And the only answer that I can give to you that we didn't catch it before then is we were actually the ones that caught it and presented it to SUCO. But all we have is what they send us each month. We collect none of the money for sewer. We get a check from SUCO. We never handle any of the money that y'all pay in as your water bills. We never handle any of it. It's handled completely by SUCO. And then we get a printout of what they collected. And the problem is that's where the problem with the billing came in at, was they have a company that does their software for their billing, and they admitted that there was a glitch in it. Now, and the latest that I can tell you is that it's going to take a while. They said probably up to a month to find out. I think they've already settled up with a few of the towns, Griffinville and a few of the smaller ones. Higginson is the biggest problem because we're the ones that they owe the most. And from what I have been told, ours is going to be probably a substantial amount owed to the city, and they're probably not going to be able to pay us what they owe us all at one time. And this is speculation on my part, but it's more or less been confirmed a couple of times. When they took the money, they knew they had extra money every year. They have an audit done every year. They knew they had extra money every year, but they decided they didn't know where it came from, so we'll just put it in our reserve fund.
And spend it.
And spent it. It's been spent. Instead of taking that money, saying, I think, the logical thing to have done was, look, we've got extra money here. We need to put this in escrow until we find out where it's going, where it's supposed to go, because it's not ours. But that wasn't done, so now it's been spent. So now they don't have the money to pay it back.
What is our, how do we stand that they don't come up with the money to pay us back?
Our attorney's already written them a letter, okay, that our city attorney has already addressed the matter that, we know, more or less, we know what's going on, we want something done, okay? It's up to them now. It's up to them to do something within within a reasonable time frame. And, but you've got to look at it on the other hand. I don't want them to be out of big attorney's fees. I sure don't want us to be out of big attorney's fees. And because then they're going to pass it on down to everybody. And SUCO will do that. I'm not saying anything bad, but SUCO will do that. And it doesn't need to be passed on to everybody else. So we're going to give them time to, mesh this thing out and see if they come up with a decent,
Well, it shouldn't be a decent amount, it should be the exact amount. They
It
should
will.
know
That's what-
3
You can't go
years,
in there
they
and
should
say, I can only
know
pay so much for my water
exactly.
bill.
You can't tell me
Yeah.
that for 3 years, these credit card payments have been made, and they can't tell us exactly how much they owe. We don't want a roundabout figure, we want what was owed to the city of Higginson.
And their attorney, I think, was pretty blunt on that. He said that whatever is owed to the city, they will get it. And I think I don't think they have any way of getting out of it. They're gonna have to, And there again, the only problem I have, and the only concern I have, is what they've just done, saying that they don't wanna have an independent outside audit done to find out this. They want to do it themselves. That concerns me a little bit.
Yes.
Me too. I mean,
That way they're determining how much they owe us.
True.
they didn't catch it in 3 years, now they're gonna try to audit
If there's any
themselves.
way we can have our attorney,
Well, that's like I
Yeah,
said,
so
we
they-
could, but then we're getting into where, we're gonna have to spend money for that. And attorneys nowadays, you can't, it's very hard to get your attorney fees back for anything nowadays, especially in municipalities. we can't sue for our attorney fees back, so then we're out our attorney fees, you know, to get that money.
When did they come up with a time factor of when they come?
They haven't come up with a specific time frame on getting the money back yet.
Have you-
Or even giving us an amount, okay? They don't
They
know.
can move to Arizona tomorrow and leave.
Yeah. But I would say by the next council meeting, we will at least have a dollar amount that they owe us. Time frame for paying that dollar amount back, you know, I don't know. But that's where we're at with Suco and the sewer bill.
That's just not fair though to the city. It's just not.
No.
And it, that's like you said, if you push the issue, we're gonna wind up paying for it again.
So they kinda got us on the leash for whatever you say, we're gonna take it and go.
Well,
That's not my answer.
I think the thing that bothers me the most on this is we actually found the problem through our audit or whatever, told them about it, and they said, this is what we owe you. I mean, that just don't sound right to me.
Well, first they said there is no problem. That's what they said.
Oh, yeah, they told our auditors that they don't have a problem with their books.
Have you spoke with the mayors of the other cities that
The
have
rest of the
taken
case,
the,
that's what I'm trying to
have
say.
taken the, do they feel like they got compensated?
I haven't spoken with them yet about theirs. And I might have misspoke a while ago when I said that they had already settled, because I got that third hand, so I don't want to say that that's actually true. But I will be contacting them to see what's come out with their part. Because from what I've been told, that most of the others are not that much. They didn't have that many credit cards or online billing that they done for those. So,
Marriage just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I mean,
One reason they probably don't want to have the audit, because they're liable.
find something else?
Be some other stuff coming out that everybody know about.
One of the other things, now, during our audit, our audit that we just had done, we found out that, and if it's on one of our, you'll notice there's a $2,000 and something payment to the general fund from the sewer. We're gonna go back as time allows and as money allows in the sewer. We're gonna go back, probably at least 6 years on, the sewer actually should have been paid the payroll taxes and everything for the sewer operator out of sewer. That's what those payments are for. Was there something else that we had to, was there something else? We had to give the street back $500 something too or something.
The first tractor payment.
Yeah. Okay, we reimbursed a tractor payment to streets that had actually come out of sewer. Any other questions on the sewer? Marvin, you got anything for us tonight?
Not a whole lot. If Mary ain't told you, me and him went to Roanoke about a month or so ago, for 3 days, took a class. It was fun. That had nothing to do with the fire department. That had to do with water. Nasty water.
Next.
We passed though. On the fire department side, I just gave you our total runs for this year. And believe it or not, 2 months, since we're already in the 3rd month, we've already had 35 runs this year. And we had 19 in January and 16 in February. And that's, to me, that's moving on. That's doing a lot of runs for a small community.
Every other day.
That's moving on. And 7 of them were grass fires. 1 of them was a structure fire. That's probably on average, that's probably more fires than we fight in a year, on average. I'd have to go back and total up years, you know, to see, but already we fought more fires than we fight in a normal year. So I hope that's not a record or telling us anything for this year. But if it is, then all I ask is y'all be safe out there, be careful, you know, when you burn leaves or whatever you might be burning. Because, you know, it can get dry pretty quick, even though the rain is came, the snow's came. It don't take much for it to dry at the top of the ground and then to get somewhere. Think about your neighbors next door. Don't be afraid to call us. My philosophy has always been, I'd rather go there and do nothing and come back than to not be called and have to come there and fight your house. I can, to be honest with you, I can spend a little time and gas, and even though we might not have it to spare, but to save your structure, to put out a little bit of grass fire, than I can to fight your house. You know, that grass will grow back, I promise you. It'll grow back prettier, better. But that house, you gotta build it back, and it costs you a lot of money. So, just be careful. That's all I got, unless y'all got something to me.
What is a good intent call?
Tree falls on somebody's driveway, we go clean it up. Kitty cat in a tree. You know, somebody stuck in the flood water, we have to go rescue them out. Now, in that case, if they're hurt or something, then we call it a first responder call.
We just bought a special shotgun for the cats in the tree.
Keep your cats out of the tree.
You know,
We got plenty of
culvert stopped up and, you know, we gotta get the culverts on down the road and we go unplug the culvert or something. That's what we call good intent calls.
Anybody else have anything to learn?
No.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marvin just mentioned we went to a 3-day class in Roanoke. And Marvin is somebody that I can call on anytime for anything around. I know Marvin's doing the maintenance work now, and we've been slow. Not a whole lot of maintenance work to do, but anytime I have anything that I need help with, Marvin's always first one there. Let me call on him and he'll come help. I'm real thankful for that part, and especially for the chief part and the fire department part. I appreciate it. Where did our police chief go?
He's back.
I think he was getting
You
the
ain't
calls.
calling or something.
Oh,
Here he
there
comes,
it
here he
is.
comes. I'll be watching on the meeting now.
Okay.
You're up, chief.
Oh, your turn.
All right, this past month hasn't been too bad. Yeah, 5 drug-related arrests, past 3 weeks.
Six.
Cruelty to animals, dog
Six.
leash law.
6, you got one.
Dog leash law, we're pushing the issues past week. I think David might have seen us out there the other day, was picking up a few animals in your neighborhood, sharing the problems. Wrote a few tickets. They were not happy, but we understand that we don't put them back in their fences no more for them. We either take your dog or you get a ticket, and you get them put up. Wrote a little over 30 tickets this month, had a pretty good month, it's getting quieter again. If the weather would stay away long enough for us to get out and work a little harder, that'd be great. I think what else we do this month. Redesigning the cop cars a little bit right now, we're working on some new things for them. People are gonna see a little change in the paint jobs on same vehicles, we're gonna redo them a little bit. So, unless they have to see us coming down the highway, maybe help out a little bit. Randall, there's something else we're gonna talk about.
The new car will be here in 10 days.
Within the next 10 days, it's stuck on the train somewhere up in here in Chicago, around Chicago. There's a snow got blocked train, I don't know. It'll be here soon. Should be here, I think about 5 days after that, we should have it on the road and ready to go. In 4 or 5 days. I think Ryan's gonna be doing the lights on it, so it shouldn't take long to get it back up.
Now, is this a Crown?
No, this is gonna be a Ford Interceptor. Ford Interceptor.
It's the next generation car.
Yeah, between the Ford Taurus and the Crown, just a whole lot faster and peppier. So, I like my four-wheel drive, slow and old, but it gets me there. It works great. We had a theft a few months ago, actually got it finalized, taken care of, got a confession of a gentleman, stole close to $5,000 from an elderly person, took care of the problem. He's reimbursing that, some have heard about it, we got it taken care of. If I got a confession out of him, otherwise we got the town pretty much straightened back up where it needs to be.
Good.
Good job. So,
Stay with it.
always.
Is this report here, February's report or September?
Well,
Typo.
okay. We'll shoot the auditor on that one, but it's actually February's.
Well, we get the same thing on the agenda.
Sorry.
And the agenda?
I was talking to her this morning, I just skipped that part of it, but
That's okay.
everything's straight in order with that rest of it though. So, but everything else is good, besides the San September. Never hurry.
I think part of what the chief might have fixed to be, we've been dealing with some rumors about the police department. Y'all knew about the one where supposedly Eric had been decertified, which was totally false. We've made, like you said, just since he's been back, we've made six drug arrests. And if you talk to anyone at DTF, they'll tell you that we are probably some of the hardest on drug trafficking in this city right here than anywhere else in the county.
And you're not keeping none of it for yourself.
Like Denise said, that's another one of the rumors. I'm supposedly running marijuana and protecting drug houses, and if you don't believe that, ask Paul Love Cersei, he'll tell you all that. But we're doing, everything we can do here, and Eric's doing a fantastic job of especially with the drug trafficking here in town. And it's good to see. And it's good for y'all. I like the way things are going.
Yep.
Did anybody else have any questions of Eric?
No, well, yeah, I guess it pertains to Eric. Okay, what is the deal with pit bulls in town? Do you have to?
That's gonna be it. I'm saying.
We have a vicious dog ordinance.
Yeah.
Okay, and if we can't do anything as long as they're keeping them on a leash or in a pen. But if they're running around, we've gotten, like I said, we've gotten stricter on the dogs running around.
Well,
We're trying to.
I know one that's got a puppy right now, but it's gonna be grown and it's running in the yard when he's out there, so.
They'll lose it.
And the loud music. I hate to keep calling everybody, but when you're sitting there with your TV on,
Same one.
when your TV on and it's going boom, 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 and then you turn your TV up, and Betty next door, she says it just rattles her windows.
Hey, I got a skating rink behind me. Deal with that. I'm serious. It is bad, it is
And I
bad.
hate to call,
But you know
all
what,
the
it's
time,
for the
but.
kids, so what do you say?
Yeah.
Turn the music down?
I think they're getting some bigger speakers out there too.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Ain't nothing about there.
No, I don't want that one.
But I just want to know about the pit bull, because I know it's a puppy, and I know it's in the yard, it's not on a leash, nothing, and I don't know whether.
We've been trying to make a more concerted effort at getting rid of a lot of our stray dogs. We finally got something worked out with Higginson. If council will notice on there, we purchased some dog food to take over to the Higginson pound. And they've been real good with us. I mean, Eric, have they charged us anything for other than?
She's came over and helped, they're using their tranquilizers, they're using their stuff. We've used her for 2.5 hours and we went to the woods the other day, fishing that one in circles. He has a new home now though, so he's gone, he ain't straight on.
And we've got an agreement with Higginson too. And why we haven't gotten, any kind of a bill for all that they've done for us so far is, out of the goodness of their heart over there, I guess, because they've been really good to us. But what we don't want to do is inundate them with a lot of dogs at one time. We have to kind of space it out a little bit because she's got to, I think, she's a kind-hearted, she's good at what she does, but she's kind-hearted as far as not wanting to put the dogs down over there.
Yeah, she tries to keep every dog alive, and she can find a home.
She tries to find a home.
Yeah, I met her the other day, it was funny, because I had my little puppy outside, and then,
We were taking dogs still.
and I didn't know who was down there, and I next thing I know, I seen a gun come out and blink, and I thought it was somebody running off dogs, and I hollered down there and said, "Whose dog is that?" "Oh, it's just Ray," and I still didn't know that. So we can call Eric. And so then she let me know who she was.
I was already there.
Yeah.
I done made a block twice between there and Nomad, on foot.
But she even goes, this dog catcher over, animal control officer at Kansas, she even goes out, takes dogs out on the weekends from the pound and takes them out to places like Walmart and stuff like that and tries to find homes for them. So she's a really good person at that.
At least she's a dog whisperer.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna try to bite me the other day, she went down on her knees and sat there and played with her for a few minutes, probably got to come up, she picked it up and walk off with it, try to bite me. I'm like, really? Hurt my feelings.
Miss Summer, are you ready?
It's almost springtime, so hurry up.
Give us a breakdown.
All right, for the fundraiser Saturday night, we raised $441.
Hey.
Good job.
We have the
How
truck,
much?
441.
441. Let's see, hold on for shoes.
Organized, I'm proud of you.
I'm sure. We got the trailer for the stage, we got the limo for parade, we got backup for speaking and with the motorcycles. We got Mr. George Hanna singing with his band. I talked to Bluebell, and they willing to match us what we did last year.
I can't write that fast.
She'll give you a copy.
She
I
can-
need it.
Okay.
I also talked to Mr. Maurice Durham, that's his name, Durham,
Yeah.
right? He, we thinking about him for the Grand Marshal, so he said he'll think about it.
He's probably our oldest resident
Yeah.
of that Higginson. Yeah, he's over there.
Yeah, he said he was like 90.
Being 90 years old.
Yeah. And that's really all I had so far. I mean, with the weather, I really couldn't have gotten out too much. But that's basically what I have so far. And I talked to a couple of our sponsors, and they will get back with me.
And you're having the next Freedom Celebration meeting when?
Well, I thought the meeting was actually next Monday, so I pushed it to Thursday, but it'll be next Thursday. That's it.
Got that down, so I can put it on the board later.
What's the date, Summer? Do you know?
Yes. Are you just jealous? The 12th.
I need to mention that.
Are you jealous?
March 12th.
It's gonna be the last day.
12th.
Yes, sir.
First weekend. Yeah,
You better go to that one, we're not talking about this.
we can set that up.
The county cleanup is the last weekend in April. What are the dates are up?
April 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
So we're probably gonna schedule our
That
cleanup.
was for the home.
First or second, Fridays would be the first.
Yeah, I say,
First.
yeah, I say go ahead and do it that very first weekend in May. Is everyone okay with that as far as the spring cleanup, first weekend in May? probably, Thursday the 30th, and Friday the 1st, and Saturday the 2nd, for our spring cleanup. We did real well as far as our, what Marvin and I have been doing during the cleanups. We've been, in the past, we let people come in there and take trailers down to our cleanup, and they'd haul off the scrap. The last couple of years, Marvin and myself have been scrapping it all ourselves. We've been putting it toward the Freedom Celebration, and we made like $800 last year just off of cleanup to go toward our Freedom Celebration, so that helps a lot. But I would encourage everybody to, like Larry said, the county cleanup is before ours, and if we can get the word out, maybe, you know, a lot of folks will go ahead and take some of their stuff off then, and it'll help us with, you know, not filling our dumpsters up so fast. Those things are getting expensive to dump. It's like $600 now.
I just hope the one in the Bedford gets rid of theirs before ours comes down. I hope that one we caught the other day won't dump in there.
Oh,
They still got that little horse trailer down there still loaded again.
Oh,
well, that's where we made him put it back up.
Yeah. He cleaned the build, he did a good job cleaning the build up though.
Yeah, word to the wise, don't go out and dump trash out in the county when there's snow and ice on the ground.
With all your tracks on
Leave
the back.
good tracks, right?
right back where you got the picture or
From
something.
that side to that side.
We'll get caught.
Well, I think we're
Anybody
about
else
to-
on the council, y'all have any questions, concerns? Anybody else in the audience have any questions, concerns? All right, at this time, we're gonna have, if the council doesn't mind, we're gonna have to, have a very short executive meeting. Yeah. What do you call it? Executive session. Executive session. You're welcome to come back after it if you want to. It's not gonna take very long, but if everyone will go ahead and leave the room for just a minute. Eric, on your way out, turn that off.
So it's Mr. Nashby.
But I'll be back.